A heart-shaped tree standing in between human nature and the nature we see. Wouldn't you know it now? Life's got a funny way of showing us how. I see you standing there listening in the leaves, looking down, shining on me, trying to show me how. Just takes a while, you should know this by now. This could be so easy if you could see it through my eyes.
Tell myself not to let it go. Hold on to something so beautiful.
This could be so easy if you could see it through my eyes.
Tell myself not to let it go. Hold on to something so beautiful.
This could be so easy if you could see it through my eyes.
Tell myself not to let it go. Hold on to something so beautiful.
This could be so easy if you could see it through my eyes.
Tell myself not to let it go.
Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Casey Reid, look at you. Always looking so fashionable and so great in a way.
Yes, so great. Thank you.
But yeah, you know, I mean, if anyone in the music industry, Casey, doesn't know your name yet, people like better get used to it, because not only you're like a pretty great live entrepreneur, a visionary is how I would describe you, honestly. You started 11 events with Christy Medford. And for my money, Casey, you guys throw one of the best live music festivals in the country, like a true gem.
You are so nice. Thank you.
It's true. No, I mean, it's true. Bear Shadow, I mean, April 28th through 30th, obviously tickets available at Bear Shadow, North Carolina. But yeah, Casey, so great to have you back on the show. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And Casey, you talk about an experience for the senses, when we're thinking about Bear Shadow, not just the best in music, but, the food, the location, the drinks, the mountains. I see what you and Christy are building, and it's like a live movement. It's a really special thing you're doing here, Casey.
I think it is special. I think we differentiate ourselves a little bit. I think, second only to the talent, the headliners, is the location. The Highlands Plateau is a really special place. It's this hidden gem in Western North Carolina, and Winfield Farm can't be more stunning. So we were so fortunate to be able to have this weekend of celebration, of live music, of the messaging of environmental conservation and keeping things beautiful so we can enjoy this for years to come. Yeah. I think all of those things play into a really special weekend.
Totally, Casey. And, I've been really seeing how 11 events kind of like gets inspiration throughout the year, obviously, with the other big event you guys do as well. But you guys, I saw, for example, you guys do trips. For example, you went to your old stomping grounds to New York as a company, as a group, to get some inspiration.
Yes.
Is that I think you guys went to like Madison Square Garden, you saw like Harry Styles or something, if my memory is not jolted. But is that how you guys get inspiration? Just like traveling and just seeing what's new, seeing what's fresh in different parts of the country?
Yeah, I think we have to. We are in South Carolina and it's a great place to be, but I think it's so important to go out there and see the events that other people are producing, ideas and experiential. Also just to inspire our team and to, have fun together. Producing events and festivals is sometimes hard work, and you're in the trenches, and it's really important to stop and say how lucky we are to get to do what we do, even though sometimes it's not the easiest. But we still, can stop and smell the roses and enjoy the moment that we're in. And so going to these locations and trying to take our teams on trips is really important.
Yeah, absolutely, Casey. And speaking of New York, I promise we'll get to the festival in a second, but tell me about your years in New York, Casey, because I find it fascinating. I mean, you were there, late 1990s, early 2005. I mean, musically, it's such a crazy time in New York in general. I mean, musically, I think a golden era of music. You were there when the Yeah Yeah Yeahs were there, an LCD sound system, and
Yes, did you see that documentary recently on? It's called Meet Me in the Bathroom, I think.
I have not, but I've heard great things. But yes, you were there, like, you know, the
Yeah.
Bowery and all that scene, and also fashion. You were there when like Marc Jacobs was kicking ass, and you know, all these, like, and Michael Kors was growing in New York. What a time, of course, and then 9/11 as well, Casey. So I wanted to ask you, like, about this phase of your life, like, that is such a great phase that you were there.
It was a really cool time. It feels like a lifetime ago, but I was there. I interned for MTV International throughout college and moved there in '98, and so was really fortunate to be able to work on things like the MTV Video Music Awards, the VH1 Fashion Awards, and really get my feet wet with producing live events, and specifically in talent management for those award shows. And doing award shows and live television is a totally different game. Then we also produced events for the Wycliffe Jean Foundation. So we did shows at Carnegie Hall with Eric Clapton and Destiny's Child and Mary J. Blige, and got to just do some really cool things like that. But New York is always going to have a special place in my heart. It's still one of my favorite cities in the world. So it's always good to get back and have some inspiration when I can fly out for a weekend.
See, and like when I hear you like talk about all this, like what comes to mind, Casey, is like you're like a one woman along with Christy as well. You two are creating such a unique thing because you've like lived the whole industry. Like, you know, everything, you know, from talent management to security to cuisine, like you just know how it works, right? Everything.
Well, I think that's one of the pluses of working constantly in small businesses. Although we have, you know, large company clients, you know, having your own business, you have to wear a lot of hats, right? And so while sometimes it's hard to be an entrepreneur and have a small team, it's also, you know, you're forced to learn quickly and to be able to do many jobs. So, you know, and Christy, my partner, brings a huge wealth of knowledge from the corporate side of things, having worked in with agencies before she joined forces with us. So between the two of us, I think we have a real incredible bandwidth of experience and capabilities.
Absolutely. Do you guys ever worry, Casey, that, you know, that almost selfishly the event is going to grow so much and you guys are going to be, because right now the magic of Casey Reid and Christy Medford is like in every area of that festival. Do you guys ever worry that it's going to just like grow and it's going to be like harder to like kind of keep that vibe, if you will?
Well, the thing is with specifically Bear Shadow and Highlands Food and Wine, the location prevents it from growing too much. I think truly Highlands and the Plateau is a special place, but you can't pack 10,000 people there. There's simply not enough, you know, places to stay. And I think that's the beauty of it. I think we're really enjoying working on and developing this niche of kind of more bespoke festival experiences, if you will.
Yeah.
And while they may cost slightly more, I think you get a lot more. I think you feel that level of service. I think you feel that level of camaraderie where you're not in a sea of, you know, thousands and thousands of people, but you still feel like you're at the party of the year. And that's what we really want to try to do. And again, like every touch point, we really want it to feel special. So we hope that we communicate that. We hope that comes through with the fan experience and with the artist experience as well. Yeah. We want the artists to, you know, if they haven't heard of us and they haven't heard of Highlands, North Carolina, that, you know, yes, we are a boutique festival, we're a micro festival, but they're going to be treated, you know, very well when they come. They'll know it's a first class production. So we want those stories to be told long after the event ends on the 30th.
Yeah, and that's what's happening. And by the way, you should start writing a book. I'm just going to put that out there because your life is pretty fascinating. So I'm just going to put that in your brain, and we'll in 4 years we'll come back to preview your book. But
okay. Deal.
But Casey, when you're putting this lineup together, which is phenomenal. I mean, you got Spoon, Fruit Bats, friends of our show like Lissie, Maren Elkins, Amythyst Kiah, and other people like Jason Isbell. You know, just grade A level musicianship. Is the criteria as simple as this is what I want to see in a festival, or is there like other check boxes that you want to put?
I think obviously personal taste, a lot of times factor into it, but not always. I mean, I think we've really come to know what our fans have wanted and enjoyed over the years in that area of the country. Americana works really well, but it's not just Americana. We want to introduce all sorts of music. And one of the greatest compliments that we've had from Highlands Food and Wine and Bear Shadow is that a lot of our fans, may not have heard of an artist, but they go home and they become like lifelong, super fans of these incredible musicians. And so that's a big compliment to us that we're just a boutique little micro festival, and we can't always have, we don't have the budgets for everybody that we would want, but there's so many incredible artists that are up and coming, or or have arrived in other areas of the country that people here may not know about, and we're just thrilled to bring them to the stage.
I mean, yeah, these are the headliners of the headliners. I mean, for our friends last year, 49 Winchester, they're blazing fire right now, and
they are.
And you had
so happy for them,
right? The same with the Wild Rivers Boys. We saw them a bunch last time, and they just kept raving about the experience. So it's just incredible, the artists that you guys get. It's wonderful.
We're so excited this year.
Absolutely.
We can't be more excited.
Absolutely. Let me talk about, how you guys give back. And I love this, Casey, because, secret to living is giving. We believe that. And we love that you kind of put this into the foundation. I mean, I think this year you guys are volunteering with a couple organizations, the Volunteer Fire and Rescue, the Resource Institute, to help keep, the land and the waterways kind of safe and beautiful over there. Is this part of like a driving force for you and your family, Casey? It's just like a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think personally and professionally, I think social consciousness has always been a real cornerstone of our lives, really. So I try to work that into whatever client we're working with. And Highlands Festivals in itself is a 501c3. So whether it's Highlands Food and Wine or Bear Shadow, we really want to give back locally. With Bear Shadow specifically, we have that under current message of environmental conservation. So the Resource Institute helps protect and restore waterways, which is so important, especially in big areas of development when rivers get clogged. And we're so pumped to do this special fly fishing experience called Live Stream with Woody Platt of Steep Canyon Rangers and the Brookings, where you do this whole kind of private fly fishing experience on Saturday. And we've partnered with like the Highlands Captures Land Trust for our Summit and Sound hiking and live music experience. So all of those things, again, kind of just drive home our message of, the fusion really of live music and beautiful setting and conserving our environment, and all of those things, how they work together to make life beautiful.
Absolutely. Well, Casey, I know you have a busy day and you're probably with your family enjoying the outdoors. So I'm going to let you go with this very important question. How is Raider doing? That's all we care about.
Raider is here, actually. I can call him over. Raider.
so for my audience, Raider is
Festival Dog is back.
Festival Dog.
And we have a new one. Yes, we have a new one as well, named Rose. So she's a Festival Dog in training. But Raider is good. He's ready to come back to Bear Shadow. He's right here. Come here, Raider.
Well, if my audience, for people that end up going, and I strongly recommend you do, because it's an incredible experience. If you see a dog roaming around, that is Casey and that is Raider. Say hello.
Yes.
She's wonderful. And Casey, thank you for your time. BearShadowNorthNC.com. Tickets April 28th through 30th. They will sell out because it's just a boutique, beautiful experience, and always a pleasure, Casey.
Thank you. We can't wait to see you there.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
All right. Peace. Bye-bye.